Hello, Bill. Hey, you want me to come around?
Yeah.
Wow. Huh?
We call this the immediate ocean view.
You got a little left.
That's right.
Not too much. When are you going to say we got to get out of here? How close does it need to be before you say we got to be out of here or we got to move now?
Well, we're going to move it, in the fall.
Yeah, okay.
Assuming the powers that be will approve my application. But yes, we've decided that we have to move it, back in this piece of land. So we're not going to move it off. We're not going to move it off this piece of land.
Got it.
And
that doesn't buy you that much time, does it? With the way the speed in which this is eroding, or?
Well, if it happens, last year of course was devastating, but the previous 2 years were not. So if it's on an average of 3 feet a year, or 3.4, whatever it is, then, I would think that might get us another 10 to 15 years. And, okay, just to be able to have this view for another 10 or 15 years, okay, that's all anybody can expect.
I hear you.
In their life, right?
Spectacular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, who wouldn't want to protect this view, this property, this bluff? I mean, that's sort of, kind of goes without saying.
Sure.
Yes, we live on a spit of sand that was deposited here, millennia ago. And yes, it's going away. It's not like the rocky coast that I grew up on in the North Shore of Boston. This is a very different geology, but it's not a question anymore really of is it going to go away. It is going to go away unless we do something to stop it, and or try to do something to stop it, and assume as long as the people who live here are willing to pay for it themselves, and it's not going to cost the town any money, and it's not going to cost endanger anybody's livelihood, then what's the worst that can happen? It doesn't work out, and the rocks end up in the ocean, and they form a beautiful reef for fish to fish on, and people to continue to fish. Have the fishermen come around and
Sure.
do their business. So the alternative is to do nothing. Have all of these houses either move back or fall in or go the way of the furrows and end up in the dump. All that tax revenue is lost. Then, of course, you think it's close here, wait till you get up there and see how close it is to Baxter Road. Well, then, if the people on the north end of Baxter Road can't get to their homes, then the town is obligated legally to do something. And that's whatever it is, $10 to $15 million price tag that will be on the town to fix. So this, to me, seems like the most painless solution. And even if it doesn't work, it'll buy the town, whatever it is, a bunch of years, somewhere between 0 and 100, that it seems to me avoiding paying $15 million in 2014 and pushing that out to 2114 would be a trade-off that I think we would be willing to do.
For those folks who don't understand what you want to do, would you explain? So,
well, I'm not the the expert on this, but basically the idea is to if you want to go over to
let's go look at it with you. Sure.
Look. Show America.
Yes, exactly.
What's going on here, and the idea is to put these big rocks down at the bottom of this toe of this cliff, this whatever it is, 75-foot cliff. Today it's a beautiful day, and it looks like nothing could ever happen. But obviously, when the nor'easters kick in, this is just a sitting duck, and
sure.
The rocks, which have worked, are being used many other places in Massachusetts along the coast. On Hinkley Lane, on the other side of the island, there's a rock revetment. So again, I'm one thing that bothers me is that there's very much a double standard here. There are people who say, "Oh, don't touch, the island. Don't do anything to thwart what Mother Nature wants to do." But there wouldn't be a Nantucket. We wouldn't be here if man hadn't, had his or her way with Mother Nature. The Nantucket Harbor is a result of man dredging out sand to create the pathway for the ships to come and go, and to create that harbor. And there's a revetment on Hinckley Road. There were gabion bags elsewhere on this island. So I know people like to get on their high horse and proclaim their zealousness about protecting Mother Nature, but this isn't going to cost anybody anything. It's not going to hurt anybody, and it's going to keep the tax revenue of the town intact. And if they don't do it, then I guarantee you what's going to happen is the town is going to have to pay $15 million to replace Baxter Road, and that is a fact.
Right.
Everything else, Sarah Octay says about what's going to happen if you put a rock revetment here is supposition, is hypothetical, is potential, is
right.
Is not proven. And
right.
The only thing that is knowable in all of this is that where I'm standing now will soon be in the ocean. My house will be in the ocean, and the town will having to be replaced.
If it works in other places, and it's working right now, if they were to put those rocks down this fall, let's say this year, would that completely stop would you still have to move your house, or do you know for sure you would not have to move your house?
Look, the only thing I know in life is death and taxes. So, I'm told that these rock revetments will save the toe of the cliff, will save what's remaining of the cliff, unless there's a once in a century storm. Regardless of that, though, this is obviously a little close for comfort. I am going to move the house.
It seems like a lot of money for all you folks to have to don't you have to maintain it as well? Isn't there some maintenance involved in after you put these rocks down and maintaining that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing?
Well, all that remains to be worked out. Yes, there's a proposal to put replacement sand in place.
Right.
I'm not sure of all the specifics of that, but yes, the whole project is not going to cost the town or the townspeople anything. It's going to cost the people who live here, money, who are willing to do it. So
now, what about some of the people that have already moved their houses? Are they willing to share the cost if they've already moved their houses back with you guys? Is that
you'd have to ask them, but I don't know why they would. The Furrows, I feel sorry for the Furrows, whose house was, 2 down,
yeah,
which is now in the dump.
Yeah.
Beautiful house, one of the most beautiful houses out here.
Mm-hmm.
And, they were just too late for them. And it's going to be too late for me soon. So, look, yeah. I bought this house 3 years ago knowing what I was getting into. Right. So as I said before to Dan, sure. So I'm not, I'm not trying to, I'm just trying to enjoy this view, and my family is, as long as it's here. And right. You know what? I feel blessed every day that I can stand here and look at this thing, but especially on a day like today. But does that mean it's not worth trying? Absolutely, it's worth trying. And if the answer is no, the answer is no. But don't pretend like man has not altered the face of Nantucket Island, and this would be the first time we would do something like this. That's just a crock.